Let's go to the main menu and click Docs. Then go to the far right and click New and choose Bibliography. The bibliography document has now opened. Now, you're going to use this tool for two primary reasons. One is for academic. You're writing a paper and you need to save and cite all your resources. Second is you use this to create a collection of important books while you're studying a particular topic or subject. Now, let's go ahead and click the pencil icon and give it a name. Let's call this Charles Spurgeon. So this is going to be a bibliography of Charles Spurgeon books. Now, the first thing you want to do is set the citation style. You can do that over here by clicking on this button here. Now, I write papers for my school, and they require Turabian. So when you click on it, all you have to do is locate your style and choose it. Most major citation styles are included. Now, be aware, sometimes citation styles change before Logos can update the citation style, so you should be aware of that nuance. Now, how do we add entries into the bibliographic document? Well, you do that by clicking here on the Add button at the top left. Notice the various options. Let's work our way through this. Now, the first choice is selected text. We need a resource with text selected to use this feature. So let's click on the library icon, type in Charles Spurgeon in the top, and click on one of his resources. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just select a portion of the text from this article. I'm going to click Add. I'm going to choose Selected Text, and there we go. The article has been added. Notice that because I'm citing a specific article within the resource, in this case, Logos included the title of the article, Fencing the Table. That does not always happen, but when it does, it's really helpful. Now let's click Add again, and this time choose All Open Resources. Because we're choosing a more generic bibliographic item, we're not going to see the specific article. Instead, we just get the name of the book. Let's return to Add and click it, and let's choose another bibliography. Now, when you choose this, a side window will open, and now we can choose from other bibliographies. I'm going to choose author Edwards Jonathan. Notice that 3 resources were added. Let's click on Add again and choose a clippings document. So Logos can let you pull bibliographic data out of your clippings tool. This is really wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose Angels Clippings. Now notice nothing came back. If we click Add again and choose a clippings document, let's choose Anthropology. And now we have several resources added. Now, this no longer represents Charles Spurgeon, but that's okay. You can change the name later. Let's click Add again, and let's go to Collections. With Collections, the side window opens up. Logos will begin to populate it with all your collections. All we have to do is click in the search box and type in the collection we're looking for. I'm going to type in Providence, and Logos tells me it's got 232 resources with Providence. That's too many for me. I'm not going to add any from this list, but at least want to show you how you can use this quite easily. Now, Clipboard is a little unique in that you have to copy something first to the clipboard before you can use this feature. I'm going to scroll down to the next Charles Spurgeon sermon. Here's one titled Good News. And once again, I'm going to select just a portion of the text. Then I'm going to right-click on the selected text, choose from the right-click menu at the top left, Selection, and then choose Copy. Now, before we add, let's scroll down to the end of the citation so we can see when the entry is added. Now let's click Add and choose Clipboard. And there's the article posted in the bibliographic document. Notice it did include the title of this particular article. Let's click Add once again. Notice we have the history option. This can be really powerful, so go ahead and click it. And now we can draw from what we've been reviewing in our library. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and notice that this particular list goes back to August 29th. So it does include 2 to 3 weeks of data, and that's really handy. The way to add a document from your history is to select the document first. There's Mark 1453 through 72, and then locate the Add button and click it. And now that entry has been added to our bibliographic document. Now there's some other features that are pretty handy. Let's scroll back up to the top. If you click any entry in the bibliography, a notes box appears. This allows you to create an annotated bibliography. That is a bibliography with notes. You can type in your note. This is a note, and the default font and text will appear. Notice as soon as I started typing, I now get access to some basic formatting features, bold, italic, etc. Now, there's some other wonderful helps in here too. We have a chain link icon, which allows us to insert a hyperlink. So if we were to type in www.LearnLogos.com and press enter, we can see that the actual web address is pasted in there, and it's a live link. If we hold down the control button for PC, we have a menu that appears, control click to follow link. So this is a live link. Now, if you click on the globe icon, you can change the default language. I'm leaving mine at US English. And over at the right, we have the do not symbol, which applies default formatting for you. So you would select the text, click on the default, and look how it strips all that information out. Very important. So be aware of that. In the case of the web page, I've deleted that extra W. We could hit a space bar, and Logos will go ahead and enable that linking feature. So be aware of that. Now, after you're done completing your bibliography, it's very important that you click on Sort. This will organize it alphabetically by author. You are now ready to export the bibliography if you want to. So go over to the far right and click the 3 vertical dots or the stoplight menu. Now, there's several options here. We're not going to review all of them because we've covered them in other videos, but the most important one here is the print export. Let's click that option. Now, once the print export window has opened and is populated, we now have some additional options. At the left, we have bibliography only. Now, if you look closely at the center part of the screen, we can see our basic document, but as soon as we check this box, bibliography only, we have a choice to choose a citation style. So you can change the citation style on the fly. Notice the document is changed at the right, and it's now ready to be exported into your Word document. We can print at the right, and here's our export options down at the bottom right. I'm going to choose Send to a new document and click Microsoft Word. In a few moments, Word will open up and we'll receive the information. And here's our exported document. Now, something to be aware of in making a bibliography is that when an author repeats, you're supposed to replace that repeating author's name with 3 M dashes. Logos does not do this for you automatically. You must do it yourself. So how do you do this? Well, here's an example of Enns, Paul, and we see his name repeated. So what we're going to do is select the text, then click on Insert, go to the far right, click on Symbol, then click More Symbols, locate the tab Special Characters, locate M-EM, click to select it. Notice the keyboard shortcut at the right, and then click Insert once, click it again for a second time, and click it one more for a third time. Then click Close. It turns out for Turabian, 3 M dashes are required for repeating authors' names. Now, if this is something common throughout your bibliography, I recommend selecting the 3 M dashes, right-clicking and choosing Copy, and then as you find opportunities where authors repeat, select that text and paste it. So here we have Spurgeon, Charles. We have it selected, right-click and paste. And there we go. Right-click and paste. So as you can see, this is a significant time saver when trying to create bibliographies for your research. Let's go ahead and click the X to close the Word document. Let's go ahead and close the print export window. Let's click the stoplight menu at the top right. You can also save this as a collection. Let's go ahead and click that option. This is really powerful because as you're doing research and gathering books under your topic, you then can create a custom collection so you can begin to search those books for information. That's really handy. Let me go ahead and click the X to close this window. Now, when it comes to deleting bibliographic entries, it's really quite straightforward. Float your mouse over the entry, and you'll see a little X appear. If you float your mouse over the X, it'll turn to red, and now if you click that X, you now can delete that item. At this point in time when making this video, it is not possible to Control A or select all the bibliographic entries. Therefore, if you want to delete them, you must delete them individually. The good news, you just float your mouse here at the top right and keep clicking that, and that's about as fast as you can go to eliminate all the entries. Of course, you can always go to the Docs menu, locate the document, right-click on it, and choose Delete, and that will remove the bibliographic document. Let's click on Docs one more time. Let's click New, and let's create a bibliographic document. I'm going to click Add, and I'm going to choose All Open Resources. We have our book resource added here. Now, what about searching? Well, let's click on the search icon. I'm going to choose Basic, all text, all passages, but I'm going to change the in to your documents. So now I'm searching just my documents, which would include the bibliographic document. And I'm going to type in Spurgeon. Next, I'm going to expand the Your Documents section. And notice that Logos has organized my search results by document type. Let's expand bibliography. Now, currently, we have untitled bibliography. Let's click the pencil icon and give that kind of a unique name. So I'm going to put in 001-ABC and press enter. I'm going to go ahead and rerun the search. I'm going to click and expand bibliography. Now, when you first create a bibliography document, you'll see that when we ran the search, Logos warns us that some search results may be missing or incorrect while your documents are being indexed. So we have to wait for the indexing process to complete before we can really search and find this document. Now, I've waited for the search indexing to complete, and then I reran my search. You'll now notice that it no longer says untitled document. It now has the proper title. And I bring this up to make this point. It will find your document right away, but the problem is it won't have the name. And that's why we have to wait for the search index to complete so that we can find the proper document. And so I'll click and expand 001-ABC. We'll go ahead and click on the link, and there it is. So all these documents are fully searchable after indexing has completed. By the way, you can also add documents by dragging and dropping. I'm going to left click on the tab of the book and drag that over into the bibliography. I have to drag it so that that line appears. Once I see that line, I release, and now the book has been added. So you can manually drag and drop resources into the bibliographic document as an easier way of adding books on the fly.